Gauteng's health department will be paying 1.5 billion rand over the next week to clear debts owed to service providers. And the Wildlife and Environment Society of South Africa warns against donating funds towards anti-rhino poaching events without checking whether the organizations are credible. I'm Richard Brooks. Gauteng's health department will be paying 1.5 billion rand over the next week to clear debts owed to service providers. Spokesperson Simon Zwane says over 200 million rand will go towards paying providers that are owed less than R1 million each. Service providers that were owed millions of rands by the provincial health department threatened to withdraw services due to non-payment. The national government had to intervene late last year. Zwane says over 11 billion rand has already been paid to suppliers. He says they are committed to paying off outstanding debt by the end of June this year.
870 million rand of the money will go towards the payment of medicines and medical supplies, and we'll also be prioritizing NGOs, SMMEs, and other small companies, more than 2,400 of them. They will get about 200 million of that money. This is according to the plan that we had announced earlier that in April we will be paying all debts that are less than 1 million rand. And we are now in the second phase of paying to try and clear our accruals.
15 people have been injured when two minibus taxis collided on the N12 near the Putfontein off-ramp in Benoni on Gauteng's East Rand. Netcare 911 spokesperson Jeff Wicks says the cause of the accident is still unknown.
The cause of the crash at this point remains unclear and will form the subject of a police force investigation. Paramedics arrived at the scene to find that people had spilled from the wreckages of both vehicles and were lying near them. All were treated and stabilized at the scene by medics and transported by ambulance to various state hospitals for further treatment.
4 people have been injured. It's when their hot air balloon hit power cables on Nooit Gedacht wine estate outside Stellenbosch in the Western Cape. Netcare 911 spokesperson Jeff Wicks says the balloon left Uistenburg Vlachte, and while over the nearby wine estate was pushed into the overhead cables by a strong wind. Wicks says the basket fell to the ground, injuring 4 of the 6 occupants. A critically injured woman has been airlifted to a private hospital in Stellenbosch. The other injured have been taken to various hospitals in the area. The Wildlife and Environment Society of South Africa, WESA, has warned against donating funds towards anti-rhino poaching events without checking whether the organizations are credible. WESA National Biodiversity Programs Manager Chris Galliers says there are between 200 and 400 organizations raising funds against rhino poaching. He says it's unknown whether the money is used for the intended purpose of protecting rhinos. Galliers explains.
What WES is also involved in is actually implementing interventions at the same time. So we undertake opportunities and projects which look to make a difference. So, for example, the training, we have the necessary skills within WESA to make a difference in the training field, where we are currently, together with a number of other organizations at a national level, looking to standardize the quality of field ranger training.